You know, this kind of a situation where something bad happens in the presence of your spouse, and you think, wow, if I was there, that wouldn't have happened. It can't help but to kind of stir up within you this kind of resentment and this anger and frustration. And even if things turned out all right, because you think, well, what else could happen maybe down the road? And can I trust him to be careful with our son or our daughter and these kinds of things. But if you're still carrying around that resentment, what can you do to kind of move beyond that with your spouse? Because it's damaging to keep holding that in.
Yeah, and there's no doubt your spouse picks up on that, and it creates a little bit of anxiety and self-doubt in them, if or maybe even defensiveness, because if they think, we're all human and I can only be as good as I can be.
Yeah.
And I don't know, what would be words that you could say to somebody to express that without condemning them?
Well, my first suggestion is actually, before talking about it, is to do some journaling.
Yeah.
And to really write down, what is it that's going on inside you that's causing you to feel still this intense? Because this happened a little while ago, I can tell from your question. And why is it that you're still carrying this around? Because chances are it's not just isolated to that one event. Chances are
there might be a theme or a pattern that you fear.
Exactly. So do some self-reflection so you become more aware before you kind of have this conversation with him. Once you get to that place, then it's time to just put it on the table. I got to tell you, this is driving me nuts. I know it's crazy, but I got to let you know. Last summer when you were with our son at the lake and he almost drowned, I got to tell you, I'm still resenting the fact that you didn't somehow prevent that. And maybe it's irrational on my side. I just want you to know this is how I'm feeling. You start with a statement like that. You're not asking a question. You're not accusing.
Especially when you say maybe it's irrational, because we
diffuses
all
that.
have anxiety about the safety of our children.
Right.
And what would be even worse than having our spouse be present when something bad happens is to be the one who is present
Right.
and not be able to control it.
Absolutely.
And I think if you put yourself in his shoes and you begin to feel what it would be like if you were there and something horrible almost happened and you would have to live with that guilt and that regret, it begins to soften your heart.
Absolutely.